Good evening. Tonight we're going to be speaking about barriers in listening. When was the last time you had to repeat yourself to somebody, or somebody had to repeat themselves to you? Um, it happens quite often. So today we're going to look at some of the barriers in listening, the effects they have, and how we can overcome them. Because let's face it, we will all be able to identify to one of these top issues that I'm going to speak about today, and we can use anything and everything to improve. This would help us improve with our work, our personal, and our social life. So let's take a look at the first segment, which is going to be the barriers in listening. So some of the nowadays people are so distracted at all times, really. But the number one, the cause for 1 out of 4 accidents in the United States is actually the cell phone. So that's the first barrier we're gonna speak about. The cell phone has. We have many times found ourselves speaking to somebody about the same issue, the same problem. We give them the same advice constantly, but they go back and do the same thing. And so sometimes we'll jump on our phone or whatever, but because of that, we may miss something important that the person is telling us, something new that happened, that we can give them different advice and try to help them out. The second one is thinking to respond. According to Paul O'Brien from Business to Community, that when you listen to respond, you quit listening to formulate a response to what that person is saying, and you'll formulate a response or a question which that person may answer or shut down while you're thinking, but you're not gonna know because you're thinking of a response and you're not listening. This third one is a wandering mind. How often do you find yourself talking or thinking about what you're gonna eat during class, during church, during a meeting, or as someone is speaking to you and you notice something about them, or you realize that you got caught up with something that's very talkative and you have a laundry list of things to do. That happens quite often. For example, for me, it happens on my Saturday class at around 11:55 when the professor's giving the last instructions and I'm hungry and I'm ready to go, and sometimes my mind wanders off. So I can attest to that. And the second segment we're going to speak about is the effects. As I mentioned earlier, due to the barriers of listening, we've seen effects, so let's talk about those. The first one is missing valuable information. A great issue that many people have and causes a domino effect is missing information from being distracted. You miss one little step and it can cause a whole collision of things. The second one is missing an opportunity. When I was in junior high, one of my teachers would tell my class, and she would say, if I would say that I'm going to give you guys $100 to whoever was listening, nobody would get $100 in this place. And that's because we could have missed that opportunity of getting the $100 because we were always distracted. So that's what happens when you don't listen. You can miss an opportunity. The third one is missing the message. And I'm going to give an example from my favorite Netflix series, which is 13 Reasons Why. Hannah Baker is trying to give a message to her counselor, or Clay Jensen, but they missed the message, and Clay Jensen missed the message because he was too caught up if she liked him or not, and her beauty and crushing on her. And according to Yolanda Wickel, mentions in her article, The Secret of Reading People's Emotions in person or online, is that it is extremely important to pay attention to one's voice, body language, and energy, which that can speak a lot louder than words. If you listen to the way they speak, or the way their voice moves, or maybe even their energy, can tell you a lot more than what they're actually telling you with their own words. And so now we're going to wrap it up and speak about our third segment, which is overcoming these barriers. Now, looking at all of this, we want to better our listening, right? Realizing all the effects that it has. So let me give you a few pointers on how to overcome these obstacles and barriers. The first one is keeping eye contact. If you constantly keep eye contact with somebody, you don't have time to be distracted by things around you or noises, and you're just looking into their eyes and you're listening to what they're saying. The second one is keep smartphone away. Keep anything that can distract you away from you. Anything that's something that's fidgety or whatever. Keep all that away so you can stay connected, engage, and focus in the conversation. The third one and the last one, which I think is my favorite, is listening like if you're going to go tell somebody else. We all have a best friend, and the best friend always wants the juiciest part of the story. She wants every detail, or he wants every detail, every juicy part. So listen, like if you're gonna have to go tell somebody else. That's very important, and it's gonna help you be more engaged. Now concluding with all this, although I did try to make it a bit comical, I firmly believe that it is extremely important for us to get rid of any barriers or any obstacles with our listening. We live in a very busy world, and people are constantly crying out for somebody to listen to them. So let's be that friend, sibling, parent, or loved one that listens in a way that others don't. Thank you for your time.